We are going to look at a couple of things for tonight's late IHP show. I found a way to ensure that the mic quality is decent enough. So, number one, true spirituality. I didn't realize how many 4D collective individuals there were telling you all about how New Age, so some say that they are Luciferian, others say it's bad psychology. Now that one's a newbie, however, I'm not surprised, because when you have a left mode brainer, which is a person that's a teenager who's trying to prove their own theory, well, it is what it is. So 5D collective, those who are Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness, that's where the 5D mystics are at. So we know that one, like Sadhguru shares, everything is the same part of our energy, or however he puts it, but we're like, so Maria is one part of it, you're a part of it, and so on and so forth. In fact, what the 5D member knows is that every person tunes into the voice that they actively hear. Some tune in to participate. Those are the 5D individuals who stick around. So it's spiritual self-help. So you actively know that true spirituality is not defined by one group of people. Usually what you'll find is that it's like the Zen master who says you cannot be enlightened, no one can be enlightened, and goes on and on about laundry. So this other person that talks about New Age as Luciferian, well, she's completely talking about a bunch of stories, including why demons are coming out of the earth because of volcanoes. So the 4D collective essentially is not aware that true spirituality is a one life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self. So it's when you are a restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating person. So it means you use a integrated brain, like mine. So my left mode is not in the lead. I don't need proof. I don't try to make proof, and I actively don't say spirituality can be objectively proven or should be like physical stuff, because that's actively something that, one, true science is people, like Dr. Daniel Siegel has shared, they know that they can't say they know everything, cannot. They actively have the awareness that 97% of what is out there is unavailable to us, which is why the sciences are comparable to the mystics, because the mystics know the true ones, that we don't know everything. The only ones who completely, consistently try to say, hey, I have a list of facts for you about how to break down what true spirituality is. Here are all my books. They present you a stack of books. It's like Hansel and Gretel. Okay, so a 5D brain like mine, this is a Fibonacci. It means I have a smart brain. You're only stupid to the people who actively put people on pedestals because they wrote books. Versus being an inner child adult that says, yeah, I wrote books, I can write books, I can read books. I don't know what you don't talk like God. Not the God that I learned about, actively the God I learned about. Does anybody know what ascension? Let me give you ascension, the conscious participation in our own evolution. Do you know how to evolve human? So here's the deal. The left brain motor people, modes, I call them left modes because we actively use both, but the ones who basically are teenagers, the 16-year-old of every person is who leads the way until that person owns all their inner child parts, and then they can become an inner child adult, and then they come over to IHP and we continue to have fun together, as that's when you put the mindfulness and mind sight, sifting through sensations, images, affects, meanings, and behaviors, and actively go from, if some have maladaptive to adaptive, but then to complete functional adults. And so I found out Dr. Daniel Fox, he uses maladaptive to adaptive, but I use maladaptive and adaptive interchangeably, because as long as they're a Cusco, they can continue to work to get to functional adulthood, because their restorative embodiment self, their body wants to return home to their birthright. So that's something sacred that was lost, that true spirituality all of them have tried to share with us to get back to, and the good therapists do. It's you getting to become the inner world of you, yes, securely attached. And then equanimous, as we talk today, which is why divine feminine finds unimpressive the divine masculines, or masculines or pretendo divine feminines, and that's why we laugh when we see people trying to prove scientifically spirituality and twin flames. Yeah, that one's a kicker, especially because they don't realize that every group of pieces of consciousness come in their own bodies, and they can't actually make it into a mathematical equation. The beauty of being human is that your embodied brain does stuff for you. You can figure out your story with a person that supports you to be you. Oh, and if you support you to be you, which, we're going to get to. So divine masculines and pretendo divine feminines, well, we watch from afar and we tease them all together. Come on over to IHP. We're going to have fun. We don't name names. I don't name names, but I get to make fun of the Cuscos out there as they act like Cuscos and squirrels and Pinocchios on that island. And that's exactly the stories that we're going to use here. Because, it's sad. It is sad when I think of those teenagers and those people who don't get good therapists, and then they want to keep blaming demons and Lucifer. And there's no demons that possess a human being brain. Neuroscientist Patrick McNamara has studies. He's still conducting them. And it's factual. Not making up shit, like, trying to disprove reality or trying to prove the earth is flat when we have it already. The pretendo sciences people who chase sciences people down the hallway. And, let me keep on reading. Ascension, the shifting of the physical body, the mental body, and emotional body to a higher harmonic resonance. Come over if you are interested in inner and outer well-being for personal development, spiritual self-help, and, non-duality is not a flat line. Let me just inform you of that. Anybody who's a flat line is a left-brainer because they have no heart to go along. They actively tell you things like this. There's no passion with your twin flame, because otherwise it's a soulmate. You can't have emotions. I don't think they know what they're talking about because they have emotions as they're speaking and actively in their 16-year-old brain actively saying, I have proof, and showing you a piece of paper like the spirituality lady who says, we're going to make objective spiritual. You're like, yeah, sure you are. That's true spirituality, all right. When you feel complete within yourself on all levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually, you are truly healthy, and it is not far away but within. Thank you, Sadhguru. Sadhguru, he's a spirituality man. He knows if you're a flat line, you don't know what spirituality is because it's not a flat line. Krishna, Lila, Shiva, and Kali are here. Krishna Lila is your ventral vagal nervous system. If you understand who you are on a cosmic scale, you will live gently. Let all that you touch be a blessing. That's because you will die within potentially 24 hours and you are mindfully aware of it. Mindfully also not tragedy inside the body. Zen master, please stop. Like, go do some more exercises with your brain and get out of your temporal junction because it's really that straightforward. But you do have to stub your toe again and again and again and say, oh, I can use my prefrontal cortex and not whine about it. I don't want to do and so, or your twin flame, there's no passion. It's just you. And then, like, wow, seriously, I was trying to follow this entire webinar. I'm like laughing in my butthole. People try to create an outwardly perfect life, but the quality of life is based on the inward. Yes, if you don't have heaven in your body yet, you haven't tapped into half of what you could be. I'm not the smartest genius on the block. I just hear things. No, not that. That is in my own voice actively because I'm grounded in an integrated brain. Management as well as leadership. It's not throwing your weight around. Any fool can do that, yes. So any fool can actually say, here, I have proof, I have proof, I have proof. Shit. It is about inspiring people to do their best. You can be the best version of you. I know you can. And if you are concerned about the world, well, here you go. The first thing you need to do is transform yourself into a joyful being. You don't die inside if you move into enlightenment. Non-duality means simply, I wake up in the morning. Am I alive or dead for a reason? I don't know, and I don't like it, but it's okay. So, divine feminine. We are not impressed by divine masculines, and the ones who pretend to be divine feminine, well, we're going to have a late IHP show with your 5D Mystic number 2. Here at IHP, it's for spiritual self-help. People who want to do emotions, thoughts, and physical mastery, because as an Akashic record reader and connected to pure consciousness, wow. The amount of people that are teenagers who consistently don't have their 1-year-old or 3-year-old in the forefront, I have so many of them out there, and I'm so happy that I have Dr. Daniel Siegel to share with you all. When I asked him, I told him a story about my 3-year-old self. He's like, good, Maria, you were already a differentiated self. You know what that means? It means that my thoughts, emotions, Maria's, you can give me a thumbs up, thumbs down like my mother did. And no, I'm making my suitcase and going because I'm not afraid of you and you disobeyed my very command. My body's for my life, not your life. and we will take a take two. So tune on in a little bit